This is going to be fun today. I'm so excited. Hi. Nothing like meeting on a Zoom, right?
No kidding.
I know. Okay, so I've got some music here because we just need to rock the house down for a minute.
Nice.
I came outside because I just needed to get away from the children, just to get out of the house. I did my hair because like it looks every day like a camel licked it. And so I decided to just fancy up, at least from the hair up. And honestly, I didn't even recognize myself. I was like, who is this girl? Who are you? This is little babies. Can y'all see them? How darling.
My babies.
So we got a 4 and a 5-year-old. I love it.
But I'm Allison.
Allison, how are you today? You guys are looking good.
I don't have any makeup on. I'm totally
Hey
grumpy
guys.
today.
Oh, y'all are so beautiful. My name is Stephanie, and I had my hair painted like right before like the day that they put us on lockdown, and I had never even taken my nails off. Like they had not been painted or done in like 10 years. And then we found like some on the black market acetone. If y'all want to know where I got it, you just call me. And the whole neighborhood has been sharing it. Like we wipe down the bottle and whatever's left, they get it. They're like so excited. Anyway, so I have 4 kids, and that's probably all you need to know about me, right? Boom. That's my resume. But y'all know when we say we're a mama, like however we became one, it's like, oh my God, I get you. Like I totally understand the insanity of what we're going through right now. Kids constantly going, Mom, Mom, Mom. Are y'all sick of hearing that? Like I haven't heard my name said in weeks. Hey, Stephanie. Like, no. What is that? Krista, has anyone said your name lately? No. See, she's like, nobody. She forgot her name. So with the 4 kids, and my husband's working from home, and y'all's are too, I'm sure. But here's the crazy thing. It's like, Mom, 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 and all the things and all the insanity. And then all of a sudden, you have to come in to do like a Zoom or a podcast interview, or your spouse is like, hey guys, could you quiet it down? And you're like, I'm gonna burn the house down. You're just like, you didn't, just like I am trying to keep it all together, and kids are on my lap and all the things, and they need to be fed every 12 minutes. And it just made me want to go crazy because I'm thinking life, I wrote this book, and part of it is called Living Your Best Life. And it's about life is maintenance. Life is maintenance. Like, I know you're probably thinking, what do you mean? Like, but the clothes always have to be washed. The dishes always have to be done. Like the to-do list, there's always one. Have y'all ever gotten to the end of your to-do list? No. Has anybody? No. Carol's like, I know I hadn't. And Allison's like, girl, where is the end of the to-do list? But just like death and taxes, it will always be with you. And you're like, I thought this was supposed to be a pep talk. Fire this girl. But I just want you to know that life is not a sprint. It's not like how fast I can get all the stuff done and then, phew, we're done. It's like a slow marathon. Until the day we die, there'll always be a lawn to mow, hair to cut. And if we can just see it as life is maintenance, and it's okay, because life is not going to be put in a pretty red bow. I mean, goodness, we know that. Like right now, I'm wearing these yoga pants, and I can tell you, when life comes back again, I'm like, will I be able to wear like pants with a button? Like, I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? You can write it in the chat if you were like, this is how I feel about that. It ain't going to happen. Or it's my birthday week, and girls, my 11-year-old, can you hear me okay, Krista? Can you hear me? My 11-year-old made strawberry shortcake, and she served it to me in the bathtub. And I was like, I don't know if this is the highest of highs or the lowest of lows. I don't know, but I'm going to eat this strawberry cheesecake. in the tub. So, anyway, life is maintenance and it's okay. It's going to look like your house looks like a bunch of squirrels live there because they do. There are squirrels living in your house right now. So, um, here's a few of the things that I do that have helped me because I know, like, when you drop kids off at school, they've got a teacher and a cafeteria worker and the little bus driver and they've got all the things. And right now, you are everything. You are all those things. And it's so easy to feel like, oh, I'm doing everything wrong. We're late to this. We're not doing that right. I screamed at them 3 times today. Okay, 5. And we're just like, it's like a pressure cooker. Life is not meant for all of us to be in the same house like all the time, right? It's supposed to ebb and flow and come and go. It's like in the pond, that the fountain that keeps it from getting stagnant, right? And here we are, we're all put together, all of our personality types in the same place all day long. And there's nothing like new to talk about. Like, oh, I was here today and now I'm telling my husband about this. We just all look at each other and we're like, you told me to keep the kids quiet. And now I want to punch you in the face. And now I got to sleep with you. And so some of the things that I do that have worked for me is I just communicate with my husband or my spouse and I just say, like, this is what I need. I need 30 minutes, 15 minutes in the backyard to eat chocolate by myself. I don't want to share it with anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be. And if he can just watch them for a minute or someone can watch them for a minute or during nap time, like, it's a pressure cooker that has to blow. And so it's going to go somewhere and that'll be either yelling or for me, I go out to the car and I put on my favorite music and I just start dancing. I start dancing. I start woohoo. If I need to scream, if I need to cry, if I need to holler, and then I feel like I've been heard. And then I can go back inside again. The second thing for me is at nighttime, and maybe this sounds weird, I don't know, but after all the days of like, get out of the road, don't touch this, quit hitting your brother, and it's just, I feel like my brain needs to heal itself, right? And does anybody else ever feel this way? Am I the only one? Raise your hand. Anybody feel this way? And so for me, I don't know, I just have to set time aside and just pray for grace. Pray for grace. I've had, my kids, it's interesting how kids give you grace. Like, I was flipping pancakes the other day and I flipped it and it smeared so bad that, like, the pancake looked like it had a tail on the end of it. And really, they needed faith to eat it. It looked so awful. And I remember they were eating it and they're like, Mom, this is the best blueberry pancake. And I'm like, it is? And I just thought, it's so amazing the grace kids give you. They think you hung the moon and they love you and all the kisses and all the things. So sometimes I'll go outside and after I've had a moment to just kind of take a deep breath, I'll call them on Dad's cell phone. Each one will talk. And it is amazing, the little voices, just their voices. It's so different from the chaos of the day. It's like, instead of hurting them, like, the crew that they are, it's like just settling down and listening to their little voices and anything that comes to their head that they want to say. It's just the sweetest thing. It's like that country song that someone wrote about sitting on my back porch, on my back porch looking in. It's all about perspective. Perspective is everything. Like, if you feel sad or you want to cry, then do it. Emotions are real and they're yours, and don't ever apologize for them. We're just living in crazy times. And if you have a special needs child, especially, they don't have their therapist and they don't have all the people around them, and schedules are hard, and change of schedules are hard. So those are some of the things that work for me. Let's see. Okay, so, oh my gosh, kids have been banging on the door. I had this one kid and he comes running in and he's like, Mom, 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 I need your help. he wanted to learn how to write something and he needed paper. And I was like, Mama needs 10 minutes, buddy, just 10 minutes. And the next thing I know, when I come out, he has taken a red Sharpie and he wrote all over his head, his hands, everything. I was like, oh, this is what I did. My first reaction, and somebody got this on video, and I looked for it today, y'all, because I went, oh, and he looks down like he's disappointed me. And I had 2 seconds to decide what I was going to do. And I wanted to lay into him and be like, look what you've done. This will take 2 weeks to wear off and you won't be able to get pictures taken and all the things. And he looked down so sad. And I said, oh, that is awesome. And he goes, oh, and he just started laughing and giggling. And we had the best time the rest of the day. Now, of course, he got a consequence. Like, hey, buddy, look, you can't be doing that. Look at the consequences. You're going to look like this for the next month, right? But there was something about his little demeanor that changed. And it was like, my mom's got my back. Yes, I messed up and I did wrong. And I'm going to have, red spots on my forehead for the rest of my days. It's going to look like some Harry Potter wizard thing. But I didn't go crazy. And in that moment, like I've had a lot of crazy. I've had a lot of like, what are you thinking? What are you doing? Why did you do that? That is so dumb. But there is something about grace when you look at them and you just go, that is so funny. That is epic. Like I've done crazy things and you're going to get off this phone call and be like, man, I'm a good mom. That's what you're going to think about yourself. And you're going to be, that girl is, I'm awesome. So we were driving we moved to Arizona from Georgia. And we were driving from Florida to Georgia. And my friends are like, oh, it should only take 6 hours to get back. But it was taking us like 10. They wanted to stop to pee, but nobody was on the same, like, I need to pee schedule. And so I was like, we have got to be able to pull this off. Like, if I'm a good mom, I should be able to pull this off. Like, I've owned businesses and I'm smart. I can do this. And I had this brilliant idea, y'all. And you take notes because this was brilliant until it wasn't. And we stopped off and got some of that crappy food. And I think it was like Funyuns and a Yoo-hoo. And dear Lord, we get it. And I decided that I'm going to take the kids. And I was like, look, if you need to pee in this Yoo-hoo bottle. Who does that? It's called desperate, y'all. Desperate. So they're all peeing in this Yoo-hoo bottle. When it gets to the last kid, he fills it to the top. It's like shaky, right? This Yoo-hoo bottle is a ginormous one. He hands it to me all shaky, and before I could grab it, I see y'all's faces. They drop it in my purse. In my purse. What reaction do you think I gave them? Type it in there. Do you think that I gave them grace? Do you think that I gave them grace? Yes or no? No. Honey, I didn't give him grace. I was like, what in the heck? I just went ballistic. That purse was never used again. I mean, oh my God, you can imagine how bad it was. That was my fault. Like, I'm the one who came up with that brilliant idea to pee in a Yoo-hoo bottle. Okay? And now I'm mad at the kids because they didn't do it right. There needs to be some kind of training on how to pee in a Yoo-hoo bottle. We're from the South, guys. Anyway, I just want to tell you that everything you're doing right now, what you do matters. What you are doing matters. My kids now are 18, 16, 14, and 11. Like, I can't even believe I said that because usually I'm like, people go, how many kids do you have? And I'm like, I don't know. Well, what are their names? And I'm like, I don't know. You go through CVS drive-through and they're like, okay, kid number 3, when is his birthday? And I'm like, oh my God, algebra lesson, here we go. So I want you to remember what you do matters. That sitting on the floor, none of this time is wasted. Right now, I wanted to read you a little something, an excerpt from my book here, if I can find it. And let's see. My little, whatchamacallit just disappeared, but basically what it was saying, okay, here's my book, Living Your Best Life. It's about letting go of self-doubt, fear, and other people's expectations to live the life you've always dreamed. It's about being who you are. You know, you've got a custom family. Some families may be like, oh, well, we do this and our kids have to be this way. And this is the school they go to and the, you know, whatever, the recommended schedule they're on and the classes they're taking. And it's like, okay, we homeschooled for 3 years because my husband lost a huge client and he was overseas all the time. And he's like, I felt like I was a single mom and he felt like he was missing out on life. And so we just pulled him out of school. And y'all, I didn't even know Pluto was no longer a planet. Like, and I am raising kids. My husband's like, well, I'll do English and I'll do science and and I'm like, well, what's left for me? PE. Hello. But we did it. And your life is custom. How you feed your kids and how you raise your kids and how you teach your kids and all the things. Never apologize for that. Sometimes when you have a goal in life and you're like, well, this is what I'm going to do, then just do it. When other people are like, ooh, what is she doing? She's getting out of the rat race of life. They're trying something new. What's happening here? They're just uncomfortable. You're probably making them have to change too. And that's okay. Like when that kid pukes on the floor and you're like, oh, another thing. When that kid looks at you, you are their mama. You're the one that they run to in the night when they're scared. You are the one. You may think, oh, I'm not enough. I should be further along in life. What am I doing? Somebody else could do a better job raising those kids than me. But God put you in there like two peas, like peanut butter and jelly. You are the one. You are the one that when they're scared or anything happens, they run to you. They will bypass everybody like a heat-seeking missile to get to you. You are the one. This is your time to shine. Give yourself grace. You're not going to get it right every time. I'm not going to get it right every time. Nobody does because it is life and there's punches coming at every angle and every side. And life is not going to be in a pretty red bow. It's just not. It's just like we're living with monkeys and it's okay. The other day I was like, what is that smell? Does anybody know where that smell's coming from? Like, I'll pay you to find the smell. I don't know what happened and I don't know where it came from, but it went away and so we're good. Sometimes you look at the wall and you're like, that could be poo or chocolate. I don't know. I don't know. And at some point you're like, I don't even care. I just don't. No one's coming over. The house looks like it's a mess, but you are the one for the hour. Sometimes I feel like I'm hurting my kids. I'm hurting them from left to right and like a field trip. Everybody get outside. Everybody do this. And I put them outside a while back and they were like, hey, Mom. They're all knock on the window, Mom. And I'm like, yes, go play. And they're like, the door's locked. And I was like, oh, that's weird. Very weird. But anyway, just give yourself grace. That is the moment where right now, you know, I can see it on the back end where maybe you guys don't right now because your kids are still little. But now we're all about forming relationships and I've got your back. And instead of pouncing on them like the fury of a dragon, when we just think, oh, I'm going to show you, kid, you cross the line, to just take them aside and be like, this is what happened. And these are the consequences. And now you're in timeout. Now you're in your bedroom. Now you're not playing the thing. But instead of pouncing on them, just be like, take a deep breath and be like, I wonder what it would be like to give them grace. I wonder what it would be like to give me grace when I think I cannot cook another chicken. How many ways can you cook a chicken? I don't know, but I get sick of chicken. But then we have to pull ourselves back and go, what am I thankful for? What am I thankful for? Look at the house that God has provided us. You know, we don't have control in our lives right now, guys. You know, you think, oh, well, we worked so hard to get that car that we can't even drive right now. We worked so hard to get that job that maybe we've lost right now. But God is in control. He is in control of everything. And there's a scripture, Isaiah 91:2, and it says, I will say to the Lord that you are my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Because right now, who knew that 4 weeks ago we'd be quarantined? Can you believe that? Can you believe where we are right now? Where we're just, chilling in yoga pants and I don't know, just looking at each other all the time. So I just want to encourage you today to just say to the Lord, you are my refuge in my God in whom I trust. Because guys, you are shining right now. You are like how would I say this? Like, you are running the world. You always have, but now people are going, wow, they're homeschooling their kids. Look at this. Look at all the things that you guys have been doing. You have such power in your hands. You have such power. So I wanted to leave you today with a scripture, Ephesians 2:10. And it's Ephesians 2:10 says that God made you as a masterpiece to do great things for such a time as this. Hello, that is the perfect scripture. Can you believe that? For such a time as this, you, Brittany, Carol, Allison, Winnie, Krista, I am so proud of who you are and what you've become and what you're doing, raising these kids to be productive citizens. Like, you're not just about the being and about the doing right now, because it feels like that. It feels like, all right, get them dressed, wash the clothes, do the dishes, do the things. It's more about the being right now. You are creating future productive citizens. You're creating kids with character. You're creating bonds and relationships for a lifetime. It's not just about the doing. So love does. That's what you guys are right now. Love does. But I just want you to remember that you're doing way more than the thing, because you're creating these humans that they're your legacy. When you're laying in the floor, don't think for a second your time is wasted. You know, I've got a quality time kid. He's quality time. That's all he's about. And I'm hurting everybody left and right. And he just wants somebody to sit with him for a minute. You know, I just want you to know that like a sparrow that falls from the sky, Matthew 10:29 reminds us that we are not, it's not like God doesn't see us. He sees you like the sparrow that's up on those tiny wires, the obscure little wire. God sees you. He sees your tears. Like he said in the word, it's like he catches your tears. He sees the sparrow when it falls. Like, how much more does he care for you? Okay? You're rocking it today. Do you know that? Carol, do you know that? Brittany, do you know that? You were rocking it today. This is not about just the doing all the things. It's about the being. You're creating some amazing people, and they won't always be 2 and 4 and 5 and pregnant. These kids will have like ideas and love, and they'll give you advice, and there's so much goodness coming. You don't even know. Like right now, it's about hurting kids and keeping them out of the road, and don't fight with your sister. But it will not always be like this. It will not. Hold on. There is so much more goodness. I know all the kisses and the love, and I see Krista right now hanging on to her baby, and Allison over here, and just, y'all are rock stars. You are. And when you feel like you're getting ready to just blow, do some of those things. Jump in the car. Pray for grace. Pray. Just start screaming and laughing in the car, in the backyard, all the things. So here is our song. All right. I want to see some dancing. All right, here we go. Come on, girls. Ow! Uh-oh, it went off. Y'all are so awesome, and I'm so proud of you. Look, there you go. Y'all are so cute.
Come shake your booty.
It's a party and a posse. You are a mess, but you're also a masterpiece, okay? But I want you to know that, girls, what you do matters and that you have always been enough. All right?
Thank you.
I appreciate it, Brittany and Carol. Bye.
Maybe.